This video was recorded in 1987 in the St. Beatrice Monastery in Rochester, New York. For weeks, the nun had remained in a catatonic state, without eating, without speaking, and without reacting, but she was still alive. No one could explain how. At 2:13 in the morning, a fixed security camera in her room recorded this terrifying moment. The priest and the other nun had been called after hearing brief screams and a knock from the corridor. Upon entering, they saw her lying face up, with her eyes open and her body completely rigid. But in a matter of seconds, her body begins to tense, arching her back as if something demonic was pushing her up with inhuman force. The priest stops in the dry. The woman who accompanies him observes paralyzed, while her legs begin to tremble. The atmosphere becomes unbreathable. Both said they felt a very strong dizziness and a desire to vomit. Since that night, the room has remained locked. This is being eliminated from all sides. Save this video and follow me before it disappears. October 19, 2009, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Early one morning, a farmer stepped outside his house and instantly felt something was off. The forest behind his farmhouse, usually alive with birds and rustling leaves, had fallen completely silent. Then he saw it. A dark, warped figure moved between the trees slowly, unnaturally, like a shadow trying to take shape. Shocked and terrified, the farmer grabbed his mobile and began recording. But the more he zoomed in, the worse it got. The figure didn't walk, it glided. It didn't look human, but it watched him like it was. Frozen in fear, he kept filming as the presence drifted closer to the edge of the forest, inch by inch. Whether this was a ghost captured within the forest, only in the morning, or something else, you decide. This woman is about to have an encounter that she won't soon forget, with many on the internet saying that she is in danger and needs to leave the home. Looking at the knife on the table with her back turned to it, we see it moving all by itself. She has stated in the past that she believes the previous owner of the home might have put a curse on it. There are constant strange noises, things moving and sometimes going missing in the home. Clearly spooked, she goes over to investigate.
Then the water turns on all by itself.
From my perspective, it seems that whatever entities are toying with her, they enjoy distracting her attention and getting her emotionally wound up. As she panics and calls out for help, this happens. The door slams shut behind her, sending her even into more panic. What is about to come next ramps things up even more, as we see her start to become disoriented and confused. She stumbles into the pantry as if hypnotized, almost in a daze. Looking closely, we see the door behind her close all on its own. When she finally emerges, something is clearly different. Looking into the camera, she gives an unusual stare. It is as if she has become possessed by something. Perhaps something in the house has taken control of her. She waves her hands and the water begins to flow. The entire video is unsettling and requires further investigation. What went on here? Something clearly changed from before she entered the pantry and after she came out. Many commented that the house needs to be blessed and the demons inside need to be exorcised. The video was uploaded to Facebook by her boyfriend, who says, "Please, can anyone help? This happened to my girlfriend and I don't know what to do. I need help." After witnessing this, what do you think? On November 14 of 2025, a small family rents an Airbnb for a few days, unaware that they would encounter something very unsettling while staying there. They had booked the place in advance for an upcoming wedding that was out of town, so staying here made sense. But one night, after coming back from walking their dog, this happens.
We were just out walking my dog, and when we came in, we heard Jesus Christ. Grinch!
Somehow, the leash on her dog's collar suddenly jolts up in a quick motion before wrapping itself around her dog. It just flings up as if someone had chucked it upwards, but clearly, no one is seen on the stairs to have done that, which is very odd considering that just moments ago this was heard. Now Sydney, who recorded this video, was just as baffled as the Airbnb host who received this video from her. But this wouldn't be the only video she sends, because the next day, while placing the leash on the stairs to see if it would jump again, this is captured.
Okay, so this is the leash. There she goes again. I don't think the leash is gonna move, but she's definitely sensing something.
Although the leash doesn't move this time, her dog goes ahead and does this. For some reason, it's at the same time the leash is on the steps that her dog begins to search for something, but like before, nothing appears to be there. Sydney even checks the rug to see if anything on or under it was making her dog behave this way, but still, nothing. However, there's something in this video that's worth pointing out, and it's a detail that appears in other videos that Sydney recorded of her dog. Watch closely.
So I wanted to show you guys some footage of my dog with these stairs. So here's another clip that I got of her doing it, walk over and see her, and she was so locked into this.
Now, if you didn't notice, in each video, Sydney's dog is always around a certain area of the stairs. It's always the middle or lower half of the steps, but never the top. If it wasn't for this detail, Sydney would not have realized this.
I think I figured out why my dog just is always hanging out right here. So I just found a door back here. So I don't think that it's what's on the stairs. I tried to check, but the door is locked. Obviously it's an Airbnb, so they lock a lot of the doors up. Yeah, I don't think that it's what's on the stairs like what I initially thought. I think it's what's below.
Considering that the space is on the ground, it explains why her dog is never seen on top. She seems to be sensing something that's in this room, but the question is, what exactly is she sensing? Wanting to find out, Sydney and her sister probe around the space to see what it is. Almost immediately after Sydney pulls out her phone,
So this is the switch. You guys can see the light is on right there. I wonder if
Just can you imagine there's something right behind the door?
oh my god.
doorknob suddenly turns. Although no one was seen on the other side, the door handle moves as if held from the other end. Now Sydney was under the impression that a person had turned the knob, so they reach out to the Airbnb host and ask if anyone else is renting the place.
Sent the video to the landlord of the Airbnb, and hold on, let me turn asking like, hey, is there someone else renting it out as well as us or what? Because basically he was like, no, you guys are the only ones that are in the Airbnb right now, like booked out for the week.
After finding out that no one else is inside, Sydney concludes that what happened that night wasn't a case of someone co-renting the house, but rather another paranormal occurrence. To her, this is much preferable over having a stranger inside the house, but despite being at ease now knowing that it's not a person, the doorknob incident still baffles her. This is so especially given that it still moves now and then.
Yeah. Scary. Okay. Okay, every time we've knocked before, this doorknob would turn a little bit.
As it turns out, this room was actually a basement. Out of nowhere, the phone gets yanked inside before tumbling down the steps and landing on its face, but it's before it tumbles that something weird happens. If you didn't notice, the phone moves on its own again before falling down. But of course, the strangest part is when the phone somehow lifts itself. Neither Sydney nor the Airbnb host could explain this. It just rises up before falling back with no footsteps around to suggest that someone was there. It's no wonder why many see this as being paranormal. To Sydney and her sister, that's exactly the case. Whatever had been inside did not seem to like their intrusion, from the leash moving on its own to the phone being pulled inside. It currently remains unknown as to what exactly occurred here, but as with all videos, you be the judge on whether or not something supernatural took place. As always, let me know your thoughts on this one. When our subscriber Mohammed Zishan from the YouTube channel Timeline Explorer found out about a haunted house in Hasampur, Uttar Pradesh, he went there to investigate. According to the locals, this school is very haunted.
People who live near this local school say that at night someone seems to walk on the roof or they hear sounds of laughing, screaming, and shouting. Strange noises come from inside the school at night. Because of this, the school has been closed. No one comes here anymore. A lock has been put on the gate.
So after getting dog in the night, Zeshan with his few friends entered inside that school, and shockingly, what their camera captured confirmed the statement spread by the locals.
So, मैं अंदर एंटर हो गया हूँ स्कूल के। देख सकते हैं आप यहाँ काफ़ी अंधेरा है, आगे वाली क्लासों में भी अंधेरा है। ये क्लासेस हैं, यहाँ पे भी क्लासेस हैं और देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर काफ़ी क्लासेस हैं। बच्चे यहाँ पढ़ने नहीं आते किसी वजह से, क्योंकि यहाँ पर स्कूल काफ़ी टाइम हो गया बंद हुए हुए।
From the left room is shadow. Light figure is peeping, and then suddenly goes inside recorder is trying to capture again and again, but that shadow disappear. And then if we suppose that this is not related to any paranormal or gosh activity, then it also becomes very dangerous. It's possible that someone was playing a prank on them, or maybe it was a person who could have harmed them. And at that moment, they had only one way out, but that exit was locked from the outside. This clip is from Thailand. A man was traveling in a lonely road. Suddenly, their eyes saw something in that they could not believe. They thought that this is a kind of illusion or mistake of their eyes. But when they returned home and saw the dash cam footage, they were extremely shocked.
แล้วมันก็ไปปุ๊บแฟนเนี่ยแล้วแขนมันยาวเห็นป่ะแขนมันยาวมากเลย
เพิ่งเข้าไปเลยอะแต่ว่าไม่มีการเปิดประตูเลย
In the video, you can clearly see a shadow-like figure passing right through the gate. But the thing that really gives people goosebumps is that the gate was completely closed at that moment. Many viewers guessed that maybe the gate had shut very quickly, but there's a problem with that theory. A 70-year-old woman lives in that house, and it's almost impossible for someone her age to move something that fast. So did a spirit pass through the door? Is there any logical explanation for this? Do share your opinion. This was a first-hand documented account of someone who thinks they are the target of an extreme haunting. Shared by the James McLean of the YouTube channel. With the same name, he stated, "At Mom's house with my son and kept hearing the guitar strumming in the back of the trailer. We see him walking down the hallway when he starts slowing down, as if he got a feeling that something wasn't quite right. Then it happened."
See?
Hello? Jesus Christ! Ah! Oh!
Things started to fall down and crash to pieces right in front of him, and all of it was caught on camera. Commenters suggested that the footage was truly weird and deeply concerning, with a few people suggesting that he leave the location only to return after it has been cleansed.
Okay, I've been hearing shit all night. See?
Hello? Jesus Christ! Ah! Oh!
Most things can be explained with reasonable explanations. When videos like these surface, however, it makes the job of applying scientific logic that much harder. On CCTV footage, we get a top-down view of a couple of cars at a gas station. The person on the left is standing outside the vehicle, still filling up, but the other is unattended. The driver sitting inside the car, suddenly and without warning, turns the nozzle and hose of the nearby pump and dislodges it so that it falls to the floor. Many internet users, after seeing this, jumped at the theory that this was paranormal activity in action. There is no doubt that this can be explained as a coincidence. The previous user neglected to place it back in the cradle properly after use, and so on. What do you think? Paranormal, or just a matter of creating meaning behind something that there is nothing more below the surface? Why are ghosts said to be most active at 3 a.m.? If this video is to be believed, we can add it to the growing list of unexplained phenomena that always seem to manifest themselves at that most haunted hour. Captured by a home security camera, this video shows a strange shape slowly moving past the side of a parked car. The shape is too large to be a spirit orb, but too translucent and distorted to be a physical object. Some of the comments said that it looks like a ghost balloon that is going and floating by. Look at with that context in mind, it does have a slight resemblance. Whatever it was, continued past the car and turned to go behind it, where it then quickly dissolved away. We watched, enhanced, and analyzed this video many times but are still unsure what to make of it. From what we can see alone, the footage appears to be unedited and authentic. But what exactly are we looking at? This remains open for debate. The person who runs the TikTok account BDR Crime and Bio Cleanup does a job that most people can't even imagine. He cleans houses and crime scenes where someone has died tragically. In one of his videos, while he was inspecting such a house, he accidentally recorded something truly terrifying.
We got a call about an unattended death. Let's see what's going on in here today. Signs of a pet. Dog blood. A cat.
When he reached the bedroom, everything looked completely normal. But right outside the door, the camera captured a strange whisper. The voice said, "Check the floor." A few seconds later, when he walked inside the room, he found crime scene marks scattered all over the floor. The recorder said that he never heard this whisper while filming, which makes you wonder, could it be the voice of the person who died there? A spirit trying to show him the exact place where it took its last breath. Texas, McAllen Horror Nights is considered one of the most haunted attractions in the area. Even though the shows and activities there are supposed to be fake, the employees who have worked there for years say that real spirits also live inside. Sometimes props move on their own, sometimes strange sounds come from empty rooms, and sometimes people feel like someone is watching them. Because of this, most staff refuse to work alone after dark. One night, a female employee was finishing her work. She passed through the back room where all the mannequins and props are kept. At that moment, the security camera recorded something shocking. As she walked past one of the mannequins, its head moved slightly. She froze in fear. Then the mannequin's entire head slowly turned around, and terrified, She ran out of the room. The security footage confirmed that no one else was in the building at that time. No one could explain how a lifeless mannequin moved on its own. After the video came out, people began asking, was this just part of the show? Or has a real supernatural force made McAllen Horror Nights its home? In 2010, a Japanese family had only been living in their new house for a few weeks. They got the house for a very cheap price, but they were soon going to find out the real reason why. One evening, strange activity started happening in their kitchen. Utensils lying on the floor began to move on their own, and there was no clear explanation for why this was happening.
बर्तन जमीन पर नीचे बिखरे अपने आप हिल रहे थे और उनके ऐसा करने की कोई साफ वजह भी नजर नहीं आ रही थी।
Kindly don't forget to subscribe Scary Cam. Show your support, thank you.